Hello, hello. Welcome to the English class. My name is Ingrid Hernandez, and today's class we are going to talk about simple past versus present perfect. This topic is super important because some students can get confused with that. For that reason, in this lesson, I will show you when should we use this grammar tense and also how to make sentences and the difference between this grammatical tense, and also, we are going to create some examples in order to have a good understanding about this topic. So, at the end of the lesson, we are going to have a practice time. So, let's start. We have the simple past. We use the simple past for things that happens at a specific time in the past. We also use simple past for finished events in which the time of their occurrence is known and the action started and ended in the past. So, for example, I started French last year. So, that action started and finished in the past. So, because I am not started French anymore. So, let's continue. We have how to form a simple past. Let's remember the correct spelling for regular verbs. We have, if we have a verb in the base form, just we have to add ed at the end of the verb. So it could look like this: walk, walked. Here there are some exceptions. The verbs ending in a e vowel, we have to add the at the end of the verb. So it's gonna be like this: like, liked. The verbs ending in a consonant plus y, we have to change the consonant y and we have to add the vowel I plus ed. So it's gonna be like this: carry, carried. And some verbs ending in a single consonant plus the second last letter is a vowel, we have to double the last letter and we have to add ed at the end of the verb. So it could look like this: plant, plant. In the other hand, we have the irregular verbs. So remember that irregular verbs are the verbs that change their form. We have the simple present: take, the past, took, and the past participle taken. And here there are some more examples. Let's continue. Let's learn how to pronounce the verbs in the past. For having a good pronunciation, exist three simple rules that we have to follow in order to have a good pronunciation. So, rule number one, for all of the verbs ending in a on voice sounds, we have to add T for the correctly pronunciation. So, if we would like to note which verb is voice and which verb is on voice, so you can put your hand in your throat. If you feel vibration, that bird is voice. If you don't feel any vibration, that bird is on voice. So let's repeat this bird: laugh. In this case, laugh is a bird on voice. So we have to add T for the pronunciation. So in the past, it's gonna be laughed. So rule number two, for all of the verbs ending in a voice sound, we have to add T at the end of the verb. So it's gonna be like this: clean in the past, cleaned; save in the present, and in the past it's gonna be saved. So rule number three, for all of the verbs ending in a consonant T or V, we have to add id at the end of the verb. So let's practice. We have the verb want, the past form wanted; need, the past form needed. And here are the rules. So guys, I recommend you that study these three simple rules in order to have a good pronunciation. Let's continue. Now we have the simple past structure. And here we have the key expression that are yesterday, last week, ago, and last year. This key expression is going to help you to understand when someone is speaking in the simple past. Here we have the affirmative form: subject plus verb in past form plus complement. So here are an example: I played the piano yesterday. So in the negative form, we have subject plus auxiliary verb did plus not plus verb in base form plus complement. So if you look closely here, we have the auxiliary did. So we are going to use the auxiliary did for all of the subjects. In the other hand, we are going to use the auxiliary did for the negative and interrogative form. So another important point is that when we use the auxiliary did, the verb is going to be in the base form. So we have the negative example. So we have, he did not play the piano last week. In the contraction form, it's gonna be, he didn't play the piano last week. In the interrogative form, it's going to be auxiliary verb did. If you look closely, the auxiliary verb is going to be at the beginning of the sentences, plus subject, plus verb in base form, plus complement, plus question mark. So here we have an example. Did he play the piano 2 days ago? Remember that intonation is super important. Now we have the present perfect. We use the present perfect to describe something that started in the past and continue in the present. So, and also we use the present perfect to show a link between the present and the past, and also to talk about experiences. For example, look at this timeline. We have this example. They got married in the past, but this action continue in the present and may continue in the future, and that is the present perfect. So we have auxiliaries for the present perfect. We have two auxiliaries, that is have and has. So we are going to use the auxiliary have for all of the subjects, I, you, we, they, or plural objects. And we are going to use the auxiliary has for the subject, he, she, it, or singular objects. And remember to use the past participle of the verb for and the present perfect. So we have here some examples. We have the regular verbs, work, the simple past, worked, and the past participle, worked. If you see closely here, the simple past and past participle of this verb is the same because they are regular verbs. But here we have irregular verbs. So we have the base form be, simple past, was, or were, depending of the subject, and past participle been. So guys, I recommend you to start in all of the verb. Now, how to form the present perfect? Here we have the positive form. We have subject plus have or has plus verb in past participle plus complement. So we have an example. I have worked all night. In the negative form, we have subject plus have or has plus not plus verb in past participle plus complement. And here we have an example. I have not or I haven't in the contraction form worked all night. And then we have the interrogative form. So we have or has at the beginning of the sentences plus subject plus verb in past participle plus complement plus question mark. So here we have an example. Have I worked all night? Remember that intonation. So the short answer for is yes, I have, or no, I have not, or no, I haven't. So it's going to help you with for answering the question. So let's continue. We have the key expression for present perfect. We have just, already, yet, never, for, since, lately. This key expression is going to help you to identify when someone is speaking in the present perfect. And we have some examples. I have just eaten. He has already eaten. I haven't done it yet. I have never eaten pizza. We have been in this city for 5 years. I have been sick since Monday. She has been very busy lately. So let's continue. Now, remember the difference between present perfect and the simple past. For present perfect, that is an activity that started in the past but is not finished. In the simple past, we have an activity that started and finished in the past. Let's continue. And now we have a grammar quiz. In this part, we are going to put into practice everything that we have learned. So, good luck, guys. In this part, we are going to choose a question. You can pause the video and guess the correct answer. And at the same way, I'm going to give you the correct answer. So, let's go. The correct answer is good job, guys. Let's go with the second one. The correct answer is let's go, guys. Let's go with the one. Go with this one. The correct answer is excellent. Let's go. The correct answer is perfect, guys. Let's go with the last one. The correct answer is congratulations, guys. You did a great job. Well, that's all for this lesson. Thank you so much for your attention.